A rich soup made with freshly shucked corn, potatoes, and a mix of veggies, finished with cream and Parmesan. Grab a spoon, grab a bowl, and get ready, because today we're making a classic creamy corn chowder. Couple of things before I get started. Number one, this chowder is very, very tasty. Number two, it is beautiful, visually appealing. Number three, you can make it using chicken stock, as I'm doing today, or swap that out for vegetable stock if you'd like to make a 100% vegetarian chowder. Now make sure you follow this video all the way to the very end. I'm going to give you two options on how to serve. One, vegetarian garnish. Second, a meat lover's garnish. I've got everything covered, so let's get started. Time to make this delicious creamy corn chowder recipe. To begin, 4 ears of sweet summer corn. We're gonna husk them. Watch this nifty corn off the cob trick. We're using a bundt pan. Makes cutting the corn off the cob easy with virtually zero mess. Important, don't discard those cobs. Set them to the side for a moment. I'll explain why in a little bit. Continuing, I have 2 leek. We'll use the white part of the leek only, rinsed, then quartered down the middle, then finely chopped. 1 white or Spanish onion, diced. 2 ribs of celery, also diced. Let's get cooking. Soup pot or Dutch oven on stovetop, moderate heat. Add 6 tablespoons of butter and that mirepoix of veggies. We're gonna stir, we're gonna cover, and we're gonna cook until soft and fragrant. It'll take maybe 5 minutes. We really love the flavor of a chowder made with potatoes. There's something about those chunky bits of taters in and amongst the corn and creaminess. So delicious. So 4 white round or Yukon Gold potatoes, peeled and diced into bite-sized chunks. They get spilled into the pot. The recipe calls for 8 cups of chicken stock, but you can use chicken broth or vegetable broth as mentioned, up to you. Today I went with chicken stock. Here's how I did it. I made mine yesterday where I reserved the chicken meat off a roaster, saved the bones, then boiled them up for a couple of hours with onion, celery, parsley, carrots, a couple of extra veggies from the fridge. You strain it, and now I can add the 8 cups of chicken stock to the chowder pot. Also toss in 3 bay leaves, plus, wait for it, those reserved cobs of corn. Corn chowder game changer. I looked at those cobs and I thought, I bet you there's lots of stuff left in there that would be good in this chowder. By placing them into the pot right now, we're gonna amp up the flavor. There's gonna be tons, and I mean tons, of corn flavor in this chowder. You'll see. Cobs go into the pot, we're gonna stir, bring the chowder to a boil, reduce to simmer, and we're gonna cook covered for 20 minutes. At the 20-minute mark, we can now remove and discard the cobs, plus those bay leaves. The recipe continues with us adding the corn. We're gonna stir it in, cover, and cook for 5 minutes more. Here's the beauty of this recipe. We often thicken a chowder by making a roux with flour. Not in this case. I want this recipe to be 100% gluten-free. Here's how you do it. Over to your work surface, where we carefully withdraw about 5 to 6 cups of the soup. Make sure you get lots of bits of potato, corn, and veggies. Then we're taking an immersion blender into the soup pot, and we're gonna puree everything left in the pot. Look at that gorgeous, natural creaminess. But I'm not done yet. Now we add 2 cups of 10%, that's half and half cream. We're also gonna add half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Stir everything in until the cheese melts. We then return the reserved chunky chowder bits. We're gonna stir it together. We taste. So far we haven't seasoned, so now a sprinkle of kosher salt. How about some black pepper, and then a pinch of cayenne if you enjoy a little bit of heat. We can then cover the pot, return it to stovetop, and keep it warm until you're ready to serve. But when you're ready to serve, back to work surface, lift the lid. 2 pops of flavor and color, remembering this chowder recipe is visually appealing. We're gonna add half of a red bell pepper, seeded and finely diced. Also a 1/4 cup of chopped parsley. We're gonna stir it in. So there you have it, our absolute best creamy corn chowder recipe. But wait, let's talk about serving it. If you make the chowder using vegetable stock, we're gonna add a sprinkle of Parmesan cheese. Then how about some chopped chives, a little sprinkle of black pepper. And then let's say you made the recipe with chicken stock. Cook off some thick cut bacon, get it crispy. Tamp off the excess oil, then chop the bacon up. We're gonna add a sprinkle to the bowl. You can also add more to the soup pot. Lastly, spoon in hand, let me show you how amazing it is. A creamy soup with kernels of sweet summer corn, chunks of potatoes and sauteed vegetables, colorful with parsley and red peppers. In my case, I've got those strips of crispy bacon. And the first bite, corn chowder heaven right there. You ready to make it? I hope so, because we just posted the full recipe at weekendatthecottage.com. When you're visiting our website, please subscribe to it. Look for this recipe on our dedicated YouTube channel. You can subscribe to it as well. And then finally, take a picture of this beautiful corn chowder when you make it. Post it using hashtag weekendatthecottage. When you post those pics on your favorite socials, like Pinterest, the Gram, and Facebook. A creamy corn chowder recipe you'll make again and again. And the crowd goes wild.